Dr. Makaya Kalantari, and I'm a board-certified pediatric dentist. Today I want to share with you my review of the new Burst for Kids CoComelon electric toothbrush. I want to start out by saying that I was not paid for this review. This review is 100% my personal opinion. I did receive the toothbrush to review free of charge from the Burst company, but otherwise am not compensated for this review. I have been very eager to try out and review this toothbrush. CoComelon is a hit with young kids. If you are a parent of a young child, then you likely know the catchy colors, tunes, and animation of CoComelon is something that young children are drawn to. I like to do dental product reviews, and if you've seen any of my other videos here on YouTube or on my website, you'll know that I am a big fan of any product that's going to motivate a child to brush their teeth. As a pediatric dentist, I see numerous times every single day children who do not brush their teeth. They may do a 1-second swipe just to please the parents and say they did it, but numerous children really lack good oral health care. So because of this, I am up for anything that's going to motivate a child to brush their teeth, that's going to make them excited and want to do this super important daily activity. Enter the CoComelon brush. So with the CoComelon Burst Kids toothbrush, it will have CoComelon animations on both the base of the toothbrush as well as the bottom of the toothbrush itself. Now, this is all, quote unquote, all that this toothbrush does in the way of having the kids see the CoComelon features. It does not play any special music, or there are no other special animations that come along with the toothbrush itself. And I think that's really important to know. That way you do not, expect something and receive something else. But with that said, I think it's really great for two reasons. One, Burst has concentrated, on capturing the attention of the child by the CoComelon images on the brush, but it stops there. The rest of their attention was focused on making a good quality toothbrush, one that's gonna work effectively for children. But also, they took that outside of the toothbrush as far as the CoComelon component. And what I mean by that is there is a QR code that comes along with the purchase of your electric toothbrush, and it has some exclusive CoComelon content, which I'll share with you here in a moment. With the purchase of a Burst CoComelon toothbrush comes these cards inside the packaging that contain QR codes. These QR codes can be scanned with any mobile phone camera, and it will take you to an exclusive content page on the Burst website that's going to come with various CoComelon content for your child, including things like coloring pages, a toothbrush chart so that your child can be motivated to keep track of how often they're brushing their teeth, as well as a super cute video that you can play each time you and your child brush their teeth so that they can sing along with CoComelon and be excited about brushing their teeth. Now, as for the toothbrush itself, some child-friendly features include the smaller brushing head. It makes it really a lot easier to fit the toothbrush into a small child's mouth, especially towards the back where the cheeks and lips cover a big portion of the teeth. I have parents all the time tell me, well, isn't a bigger toothbrush better because we can brush more teeth at the same time, and so it's quicker. And I say, actually, that's really the reverse of what you want to do. The smaller toothbrush is going to allow you to get into all the surfaces of the teeth because it can fit. When a child has a really small mouth, which they all do, you need something smaller to be able to reach all of the areas effectively. So it does come with that smaller toothbrush head. The bristles are very soft, and they're also, if you can appreciate on this video, I know that may be hard, they are tapered. So you're gonna see some ends that come out longer than the others. And what that helps to do is help to reach in between the teeth a little better and up underneath the gum line a little bit better. these areas are the most commonly missed areas with toothbrushing and the areas where plaque remains even after brushing from a parent to a child. And so these toothbrush bristles are designed to be a little more effective in cleaning all the surfaces of the teeth. Now, I will tell you, I use the Burst toothbrush myself, the adult version, and my kids use not the CoComelon, but the regular kids version of the Burst toothbrush. And these bristles do take a little bit to get used to because some of the longer ends can go right in between the gums and the teeth. If you're brushing really hard and vigorously, it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to sting a little bit when those bristles kind of get into a sensitive area, such as right on the gum line. So you want to make sure that you're really doing soft circular motions like this when you're brushing in order to, one, be the most gentle as possible, but two, to let these bristles do the work that they're designed to do. The next feature that you'll see that I love is this handle here. The handle of the toothbrush is a soft silicone. It makes it very easy to grip for both a young child, but also parents of younger children that are helping with the brushing, which you really should be until at least 6-7 years of age. I know, shock and horror, but you should be. But it makes a parent's job a little easier because we all know kids sometimes can be dodging, you when you're trying to brush. And so if you have a good grip on the toothbrush, you're able to maintain control, which means you can keep this steady, gentle circular motion while you're brushing, as opposed to if you don't have a good grip on your toothbrush, if your child's moving, your hand is moving like this, okay, to try and keep a grip on the toothbrush. So the soft silicone grip is very helpful in my opinion. There are two modes. There's a regular mode. The regular mode is gonna do sonic vibrations, and then there's a little bit more gentle or sensitive mode, and that's just for children that may have some sensory issues or just cannot handle the full-on powerful vibrations. And this is still going to be effective at cleaning, but a little bit gentler in the vibrations. It comes with this base, which is what you will plug into the wall. It comes just with a regular plug into the wall charger that is connected to a USB, and this is in the back here where you will plug it in, and then you'll plug it into the wall. It is said that I've never really tested this out. I just charge it when it needs to be, and I don't keep track of time, but it says that one charge can give you up to potentially 4 weeks of brushing. And so that's awesome. So I always, when I'm done using the Burst toothbrush, the one I use and my kids' one, I will just wipe the bottom just so you're not putting anything wet, moisture back into the base. And then that way you can keep your base clean. So you brush, simply wipe the bottom with a washcloth and then stick it back in the base. The base does not necessarily always have to stay plugged into the wall. Just when the light lights up that you need to charge it, then you're gonna wanna plug it in and give it a good charge. Another feature I want to point out, which for me is not a big feature, but I want to point it out because it is on the toothbrush. You'll see on the back end, there's some little bumps here that form a little smiley face actually. And that's meant to help massage and clean the tongue a little bit. Now, in 100% honesty, I don't know that that's going to clean the tongue perfectly. I don't think it's quite abrasive enough to really get stuff off the tongue, but I think it doesn't hurt. And I think using the actual toothbrush bristles would be better to get more stuff off the tongue. But I do think in kids that have a really sensitive gag reflex, or just trying to get your child sort of worked up to being able to tolerate cleaning the tongue well, using this, the backside, the ends of the toothbrush head is a good idea. So with that said, do I recommend the Burst CoComelon toothbrush? And it all comes down to, is it something that you feel will motivate your child? As a toothbrush itself, I think it's a great toothbrush. Again, it's the one that I personally use for myself, the Burst brand, as well as for my kids. So I think it's a great brand and I think it's a great product. Do you need to run out and buy the CoComelon version? If it's gonna motivate and excite your child to do, especially with that exclusive content video that sings along about brushing with your child, shows CoComelon using the actual Burst toothbrush. And so if that's gonna help make it exciting for your child, then I think it's worth it. Again, as a pediatric dentist, I see all the time, you know, children that just don't have this great brushing routine. And it's something that they struggle with, and it leads into adulthood even. And you know, with all things, okay, toothbrushing and other things in life, the earlier you start implementing and, you know, setting forth habits in a child, the younger you start that, the much more likely this child will be to carry that habit consistently through life. Now, whether that's a good habit or a bad habit. So if we can motivate a child to make brushing fun, to make it exciting, to make it something that they want to do and not something that's this awful, terrible thing, you start that young. And will they be using the CoComelon brush their whole life? No, very likely not. Maybe they will, but likely not. But that means that they've already developed the habit. So, you know, when they're a little bit older, 6, 7, and they start asking just for a regular toothbrush, one that's not with CoComelon, you get that for them and they have the habit. They're going to be able to brush their teeth and brush it well and brush it without a fight, without having to have something extra motivating them like the CoComelon songs and graphics. So that's just something to consider. I think, again, it's a really great product. It's priced fairly well. I won't say the price on here because, you know, there's always, you know, certain discounts that you may catch, and that kind of thing. So I don't want to, you know, get anybody's hopes up or anything like that, but it is a reasonably priced brush for an electric chargeable toothbrush. And I think it makes it really fun for the kids. The other thing that I'll say is, you know, there's a lot of toothbrushes out there, electric toothbrushes and other types of, you know, new toothbrushes that you see marketed out there. And a lot of people will talk about their research studies and how effective, you know, this brush is versus a different one, etc. But keep in mind, it does not matter how effective a toothbrush is if it's not being used, okay? Or if it's not being used correctly. So that's why I say the number one thing is getting your child motivated and excited about brushing. You can have the most phenomenal research-backed toothbrush in the world, but if your child doesn't want to use it and you're fighting them, you know, to use it and doing this to help them get their teeth brushed, that does not necessarily equal clean teeth. Okay, so it's about getting a willing participant and somebody who's going to take their time and have fun getting those teeth brushed. The CoComelon toothbrush may do that for your child, for your family. It may not, but I just wanted to share my thoughts here on the review. And you can always comment, reach out to me, reach out to the Burst Company if you have any specific questions about the toothbrush. And with that, that is my thoughts on the Burst CoComelon toothbrush. I hope you all enjoyed and happy brushing.